Welcome to Matthew Rohde. He's the assistant coach of the Prince Alfred Old Collegians A-grade side. Welcome. How are you, Matthew, on grand final week?
Good, mate. Good to be here. Good to be involved.
Obviously a great week in football to be involved.
Certainly very exciting for all the boys to have one last shot at it.
And this week, obviously the big game, you got Teacher Gully. Did you go and have a look last week?
I didn't, but Brett, the coach, and a couple of boys went and had a look and took a few notes. So hopefully we have a pretty good understanding of what's going to happen.
Is that, as you predicted, you probably thought Gullies might get through?
Yeah, well, they were certainly very good 2 weeks ago against us at St Mary's. They were, beating us at half time and played some bloody good footy. So we probably thought they were a red hot chance of winning through. Yeah.
And not too much different size between Thebarton and St Mary's?
No, probably the bigger deck suits us. We like to get it outside and run and carry. Got a few young boys to run them around, so we were happy to play on the big deck.
Yeah, just on that seems to be your strength. You get the ball out and you flick it out laterally on the spread, and then able to run the ball, link, and you've got elite kicking skills from what I've seen.
Yeah, we certainly like to have good kickers in the side, and we think that's is one of our strengths, our running and our use on the outside. So hopefully, against the Teacher Gully boys on the weekend, obviously got to get first hands on the footy, but once we get it, got to back ourselves in to keep it off.
And where would you see your perceived strengths?
Obviously we've got a pretty good midfield with Castry, Perryman, Jolly, Wicks all running through there, but I think our depth across the ground probably is not a massive difference between our first and our 18th. And our versatility, we've got a lot of blokes who can play in multiple positions, so it makes us a pretty dangerous side, I think.
Yeah, and obviously the Teacher Gully got a strength with Adam Koshel on the ruck. Yep. Who have you got then to match up with Adam?
So we've got Nico Clayfield, who's been rucking most of the year, yep. And then sort of James Darwood and Fraser Ellis have been the other two that have been sort of in and out, so one of them will play as well.
Yeah, with 22 on the bench, you might even play both. And
yeah, well, you certainly can get away with an extra one with the 22 on the bench, but you never know what's going to happen with injuries and stuff, so you really want to have some runners on the bench as well.
Yeah, if it rains too, I suppose that comes in.
I think that's forecast, so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Probably a little bit smaller then, and maybe not.
Yeah, possibly. We'll have a look at it, but hopefully nothing too much, and we'll go in as planned.
Where do you see the strengths of Teacher Gully? Obviously, they've got Josh Hand in there. Birkin.
Yeah, so Josh Hand was really good 2 weeks ago against us, and again on the weekend I think he was best on. So when you got him, Alex Mackay's won the last 2 medals, and obviously Adam Koshel giving the first use of the footy. It's a pretty dangerous midfield, and then you throw in Sandry and Birkin and some of these other guys, so I think that's really their strength.
Yeah,
but with a couple of blokes up forward, Stanton, Melville, that's pretty threatening too, so yeah. They're certainly a very good side.
And you'd probably give Tom Brinsley first crack at Melville?
Yeah, well, we'll see how we go.
Just that he's a different type of full forward. He's got that fast 30-metre lead.
So we got Drew Clayfield and Willie Darwood, who's played some pretty good SNFL footy as well, so we've certainly got some options on who will go to him.
Yeah, he's a different beast the way he runs, that 30 metres. Yeah. He more or less starts from 10 metres out from the goal line, 30-metre fast lead. It's hard to have someone with the speed to go with him.
Yeah.
And then the height to 6'2" of him.
He's certainly a good footballer, but we probably rate our, have to go third man up against him as well, get the Bartletts and the Brinsleys and those guys to zone off, and we try and minimise the one-on-one contest, so go about it a bit like that as well.
Yeah. Oh, well, it'll be a game that's obviously it's one out on the oval, but obviously the tactics that you implore from here until Saturday, and also on Saturday in the coach's box go a long way towards winning the game. Yeah,
so I certainly think selection will be pretty tough on Tuesday, Thursday nights. There'll certainly be some differing opinions, as there has the last sort of month of the season in particular, but I'm sure we'll get there in the end. And we've seen Teacher Gully 3 or 4 times now, so we think we've got a pretty good understanding of them and how we want to match up against them. So come in fairly well prepared, I think.
Although guys clearly would like to play in the A-grade side, you have got a bit of advantage with your B grade also being around at the time.
And it probably makes it a little bit easier to drop someone to the B grade. It's still going to be a bit of blow for whoever goes out as the sort of unlucky 23rd, 24th man, but I suppose some condolence for them. They do get to run around and play in a B grade grand final as well.
Yeah.
And that's really good for the club to get the 2 up there and make a big day of it. So we're very excited everyone down at the club.
good on the track too, I suppose, when you've got 50 blokes all joining in. And
yeah, it certainly lifts the standard of training when we've got 30 blokes in the B grade that still think they're a chance of playing A grade, so they're all pushing their cases, and then obviously the A graders, there's a bit of pressure on them to keep their spot. And with the B grade still going, you can do a bit more match simulation because you've got the two sort of sides that can almost play against each other in some scenario-based sort of stuff as well.
Yeah, all up, you've got probably the best 50 players that I've seen in the Amateur League for a long time over two sides.
Yeah, well, certainly our B grade have won 2 Div 2 reserves flags in a row, and have come up to Div 1 reserves and done very well. So Matty Jackman, the B grade coach, has got them well drilled, and it's really good that they're sort of on the same page as the A grade. So we try and keep similar structures across the grades, and it's really working well to have that depth.
Oh, well, good luck Saturday, and this would be Prince Alfred's first ever.
It would. We've never won a Div 1 flag, so that's the aim.
Division 1, because I remember a few years ago St Peter's were the first of the old collegiate side, so and that's in 90 odd years, isn't it?
Yep. So it's our 90th year this year, so it would be a good way to top it off.
I'm sure it would. And well, good luck on Saturday, and I hope it all goes well.
Beautiful. Thanks a lot.